This lesson is on converting between fractions and decimals into percents. To convert a fraction into a percent, you change the fraction into a decimal, by which we mean to divide the numerator by the denominator, and then you move the decimal 2 places to the right and use placeholders if needed. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to first take a fraction. Let's take 3/4. And so it says to convert a fraction to a percent, you change the fraction into a decimal by dividing the numerator by the denominator. So here's the numerator, here's the denominator. So numerator divided by denominator, which means I have to put the 3 here and the 4 here. So I have 3 divided by 4 because this says 3 divided by 4. Now 3 is smaller than 4, so we don't like doing that. So we tend to do this. We tend to write 4 divided by 3. But that's not what this says. This says 3 divided by 4, 3 divided by 4. So 4 does not go into 3. Well, it goes in as a decimal, so let's make that a 0. 4 goes into 3 0 times, 0 whole times. Let's put our decimals down there and make it that 0 as a placeholder. So 4 goes into 30. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28. So let's try 7. 7 times 4, 28. 30 minus 28 is 2. Well, we need another placeholder. Let's bring that down. So 4 goes into 20. 5 times 4 is 20. And so we are done. So 3 divided by 4 equals 0.75. So let me write that over here. Equals 0.75. Now this is a decimal that we need to change into a percent, and this is per 100, so 75%, 75 per 100. So the simple way to do it is to move the decimal 2 places to the right. 1, 2, and so the decimal is now here, so now we have 75, and then we need to write the percent sign. Now it says use placeholders if needed. Well, I moved it 2 places to the right, and I'm okay there. Now if your fraction is already as a decimal, so perhaps you have 0.3 and you need to convert that to a percent. Well, again, you're going to move the decimal 2 places, 1, 2 to the right, and this is where we use a placeholder if needed. So we need to put 3, 0, so we have that here, and that is where our decimal now goes. We don't have to write it. It can stay invisible, and that makes it 30%. And that makes sense. Remember, percent means per 100, and this is 30 hundredths if you put in this placeholder instead of 3/10. If you write it's just 0.3, that is 3/10. Well, percent doesn't mean per 10, it means per 100. So make that 0 visible, move the decimal over 2 places, and now it is 30 hundredths, or 30 per 100, or 30%. Pretty simple. Now to convert a percent into a fraction or a decimal, so let's say we have 40%. To convert that into a fraction, 40%, 40 per 100, I can write that 40 per 100. And if I can read this 40 hundredths, I know that is 40 hundredths, or I can also say that is equal to 4/10. All right. If you have 7%, that's supposed to be a percent sign there, we can say that is 7 hundredths. And if we say 7 hundredths, we can write 0.07 hundredths, not 7/10, 7 hundredths. Don't forget, you have to have that placeholder there. And that is, we leave that just like that. All right, so we move the decimal 2 places to the left. We can do that this way. Let me show you the second way. We can move it, there's a decimal here. We move it 2 places to the left, and it goes right here. So now we can see that and we'll go this way here. So now we can see this becomes 0.40 or 0.4. by moving the decimal 2 places to the left. You can also do that with here, move the decimal 1 2 places to the left, so the decimal is here, put in your placeholder, and that becomes 0.07, just like we did right here. So you can see either way it works.